Life in 2026 doesn't begin with flying cars or robots walking the streets. It begins quietly, subtly, almost invisibly. Technology stops announcing itself and starts blending into everything around you. You don't open apps as much. You don't tap screens all day. The world around you just works. And before we go any further, real quick, hit that subscribe button so we can keep moving forward together. Because understanding this shift early is going to matter more than people realize. By 2026, smart tech isn't something you use. It's something that surrounds you. Your home wakes up before you do. The lights adjust not based on time, but based on how deeply you slept. The temperature shifts before you feel uncomfortable. Your coffee doesn't wait for a command. It knows your rhythm. The goal isn't convenience anymore. It's effortlessness. The biggest change is that technology stops reacting and starts predicting. Smart systems no longer wait for instructions. They read patterns. Your movement, your tone, your habits, even your silence. And then they act ahead of you. This is the moment when people realize smart tech isn't about control. It's about trust. By 2026, screens fade into the background. Walls turn into displays when needed and disappear when they're not. Tables respond to touch without glowing buttons. Mirrors quietly show health insights instead of reflections full of notifications. Technology becomes contextual, only appearing when it adds value. Wearables feel different too. No bulky watches screaming for attention. Instead, ultra-thin bands, rings, and fabric sensors track health, stress, posture, and focus without demanding interaction. You don't check your body. Your body communicates with the system automatically. The future interface isn't a screen. It's you, and this is where most people pause and feel it. Because once technology starts responding to intent instead of commands, the relationship changes completely. You're no longer operating machines. You're coexisting with intelligence. Transportation in 2026 reflects the same philosophy. Cars don't feel like machines you control. They feel like spaces that move. Self-driving systems handle routes, traffic, and safety while you reclaim time. Commutes become productive, creative, or restful instead of stressful. Mobility stops being about driving and starts being about arrival. Inside cities, infrastructure gets smarter too. Traffic lights communicate with vehicles. Energy grids adapt in real time. Waste systems optimize automatically. The city doesn't feel futuristic. It feels smoother. Less friction, fewer delays, less noise. Homes evolve into living systems. Kitchens know what's running low before you open the fridge. Climate adjusts based on your metabolism, not just the weather. Beds respond to sleep quality, not alarm clocks. The problem was never smart devices. The problem was timing. In 2026, timing becomes intelligent. Entertainment changes in a way that feels almost unreal. TVs feel flat compared to immersive environments that adapt to where you sit and how you move. Audio systems create personal sound zones without headphones. Gaming reacts not just to controls, but to emotion, tension, and focus. Entertainment becomes responsive instead of passive. Health tech might be the most quietly powerful shift. By 2026, early detection matters more than treatment. Smart mirrors notice dehydration before you feel it. Skin patches analyze biomarkers without needles. Posture systems adjust before pain begins. Healthcare moves from reaction to prevention, and most of it happens without doctor visits. This is where retention hits hard because people realize the future isn't loud. It's silent optimization. Problems disappear before they become problems. Stress reduces not because life is easier, but because friction is removed. Quick reminder here, if you want to stay ahead of how smart tech is actually reshaping life, go ahead and subscribe. This channel isn't about hype. It's about understanding what's real before it becomes normal. Work in 2026 feels different too. AI isn't the tool you open, it's infrastructure. Systems plan schedules, manage information, and coordinate tasks quietly in the background. You don't fight inboxes anymore. You focus on decisions, creativity, and judgment. Work becomes less about effort and more about direction. Education shifts the same way. Learning adapts to the individual. AI tutors adjust pace, style, and difficulty in real time. Virtual classrooms feel present, not distant. Knowledge becomes personalized, and curiosity becomes the main currency. Social interaction evolves subtly. Translation happens instantly and invisibly. Distance matters less. Presence matters more. Technology enhances connection instead of interrupting it. Messages feel less urgent. Conversations feel more intentional. Privacy becomes a new kind of value. By 2026, people care less about how much data is collected and more about who controls it. Smart systems that run locally, explain their decisions, and respect boundaries gain trust. Transparency becomes the feature that matters most. Energy systems quietly change the planet. Homes generate, store, and share power intelligently. Devices run when energy is cheapest and cleanest. Sustainability stops being a sacrifice and starts being automated. Even fashion and personal style adapt. Clothes respond to temperature and activity. Materials adjust breathability and insulation automatically. Your outfit becomes functional intelligence, not just appearance. At this point, the pattern is impossible to ignore. Smart tech in 2026 doesn't demand attention. It gives time back. It removes decisions you never wanted to make in the first place. Another subtle subscribe reminder here, because if you re-enjoying this vision of the future and want to keep up as it unfolds, make sure you're locked in with the channel. This is just the beginning. The most surprising thing about life in 2026 is how fast it feels normal. What once sounded like science fiction becomes background expectation. And the people who struggle aren't the ones who lack technology. They're the ones who resist integration. Smart tech doesn't replace humans, it amplifies them. It handles repetition so people can focus on meaning. It manages complexity so creativity can breathe. By 2026, intelligence is no longer something you seek. It's something that surrounds you, quiet, constant, supportive, and the real shift isn't technological, it's psychological. People stop asking what tech can do and start asking how it should behave. Ethics, trust, and alignment become more important than speed or power. Life feels lighter, not because it's simpler, but because the invisible systems carrying the weight finally work together. And if you think this future sounds distant, here's the truth. Pieces of it already exist. They're just fragmented. 2026 is when they connect. That's the world powered by smart tech. Not flashy, not loud, just deeply integrated into everyday life. And once you live in a world that understands you before you speak, going back feels impossible. Stay curious, stay ahead. And if you want to keep exploring what's coming next, make sure you're subscribed, because the future isn't waiting.